Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, in this lesson, we will learn that how to factorize the polynomials of the form x power n minus 1 over a finite field. That is, we will learn that how to factorize this type of polynomials into monic irreducible polynomials over a finite field. And this type of factorization is very important for the study of cyclic codes over a finite field. First of all, it is important to mention here that in order to factorize this type of polynomial over any finite field, we should know about the splitting field of this polynomial over any finite field. That is, the smallest field in which the roots of this polynomial exist. Then by using that roots, we will decompose this polynomial into the product of linear factors. And after that, by combining the suitable linear factors with the help of conjugates, we will convert that factorization into the factorization of minimal polynomials. And that factorization will be our required factorization. And in order to do so, the concept of conjugates and cyclotomic cosets will be very helpful for us. And so we first of all we recall that from the previous lessons that if we take any finite field f of order q, then if we take this polynomial x power q minus x over any subfield of f, then the splitting field of this polynomial will be the field f, that is the field of order q. Again, see, if we take any finite field f whose order is q, then if we choose this special type of polynomial, that is x power q minus x, taken over any subfield of this field f, then all the roots of this polynomial will lie in this field f, and this field f will be the splitting field of this polynomial. And this is because that the degree of this polynomial is q and all the roots of this polynomial are distinct, and no polynomial can have roots more than its degree. And by using a result, we know that all the elements of f will be a root of this polynomial. So it means that all the roots of this polynomial will belongs to this field f, and it will be the smallest field which consists of all the roots of this polynomial. So in this way, we can find the splitting field of this polynomial, that is any finite field f whose order is q will be taken as the splitting field of this polynomial taken over any subfield of its this field f. For instance, if we have a finite field fq, then if we consider this polynomial x power q power m minus x over this field fq, then all the roots of this polynomials will be the field fq power m. Again, see, if we take this field extension, let's say fq contained in fq power m, and then any polynomial x of this type x power q power m minus x belongs to this fqx, will have all the roots in this field fq power m, and it will be the splitting field of this polynomial. And in fact, we know that all the roots of this polynomial, all the roots of this polynomial will be exactly the field fq power m. So every finite field fq power m can be seen as the set of roots of this polynomial over the field fq. For example, the field f8 can be seen as the set of roots of all this polynomial taken over the field f2. Similarly, f16 is consist of all the roots of this polynomial over f2. And notice that we can also consider this polynomial into this field f4x, because the coefficients of this polynomial are 1 and 1, so remaining coefficients are 0. So this polynomial can also be seen in this field f4. So therefore, by this lemma, we know that any polynomial x power q minus x into kx for any subfield will have f as a splitting field. So f4 is also a subfield of f16, f2 is also a subfield of f16. So if we take a polynomial x power 16 minus x, and in any subfield of f16, then its splitting field will be f16. And in fact all the roots of this polynomial will be the will become a field, that is the field f16. So first message we get here, that the finite field can be seen as the set of roots of a special type of polynomial taken over any of its subfield. For instance, uh, the field fq power m consists of all the roots of this polynomial taken over any subfield fq of this field. Similarly for f8 and f16. And notice that one root of this polynomial is 0. That is, if we reduce its degree by 1, that is, if we divide this by x, we will get x power q power m minus 1. So except 0, all the roots of this polynomial except 0 will be in the group x q power m star. That is, we have that q power m star can be seen as the set of all roots of this polynomial over fqx. And that is, we in the previous, here we see that 0 is one root of this polynomial. If we divided this polynomial by x, so then x0 will not be root of this polynomial. So remaining all the roots, remaining all the roots of this polynomial will be the roots of this polynomial. So we observe that the group fq power m star can be seen as the set of all roots of this polynomial over the field fq. And this is a polynomial of the form x power n minus 1 over the field fq. And this is our purpose here, to first of all find the field in which all the roots of this polynomial lie. So we see that f9 star is equals to set of all the roots of this polynomial. f8 star equals to set of all the roots of this polynomial. f16 star equals to set of roots of this polynomial over f2, and so on. So from this we conclude this result, that if we take polynomial of this form, so it's all the roots, if the power is q power m minus 1, all the roots of this polynomial will be lie in the field fq power m. So first of all, it is important to know about all the roots of this polynomial and the field in which all these roots lie. And now observe that this is very important observation, that this polynomial x power 4 minus 1 divides x power 8 minus 1. So all the roots of this polynomial will also be the roots of this polynomial. But we know that the roots of these polynomials are exactly this set f9 star. It means we conclude that all the roots of this polynomial are also included in f9 star. Also, because x power 5 minus 1 divides x power 15 minus 1, it means all the roots of this polynomial will be a subset of the set of all the roots of this polynomial. And it means, but the roots of this polynomial is the field f16 star, is this set f16 star. So we conclude that all the roots of this polynomial belongs to F16 star. Similarly for this. So it means from here we know that all the roots of this consist of this set. But if we take any divisor of this polynomial, then the roots of that divisor will also lie in this set. Similarly, if we take any divisor of this polynomial, then all the roots of that divisor will also belongs to F16 star. So in this way we can also observe for the roots of some divisor polynomial. That is, we know that if the polynomial is x power q power m minus 1, then all of its are uh, then all of its roots belongs to this field f q power m. But if we take any divisor of this polynomial, then the roots of that divisor will also belongs to this field. So in this way we can identify, we can find, we can investigate the field in which the roots of this type of polynomials lie. Now in order to understand the procedure that we will adopt, uh, first of all, we prove this theorem. That is, this theorem will tell us that where the roots of this polynomial lie, and the necessary condition in order and the necessary condition uh, uh, for the roots of this polynomial being in this field f q power m. So this theorem states that let f q be a finite field and x power n minus 1 is be any polynomial over the field f q, then all the roots of this polynomial will belongs to this set f, that is the group of non-zero elements of f q power m if and only if uh, this number n divides q power m minus 1. This theorem will help us in determining the field in which the roots of this polynomial will lie by using this divisibility condition. And if we suppose that all the roots of this polynomial are belongs to this set, it means and we know that this set is equals to the set of all roots of this polynomial. So it means this set is a subset of this set. And if it means that each root of each linear factor of this polynomial will also be a linear factor of this polynomial in this polynomial ring. And it means that this polynomial x power n minus 1 will divides this polynomial, and this is true if and only if n divides q power m minus 1. So this theorem can be easily proved these by applying these steps. We can easily prove that the all the roots of this polynomial belongs to the field f q power m if and only if this power n divides q power m minus 1 for some m. So this theorem is very helpful. And now, in order to understand the procedure of factorizing this type of polynomial, let us observe this example. We consider the field f9, yes, and we write all the elements in terms of powers of its primitive element, where this is the relation that the primitive element satisfy, and primitive element theta is a root of the polynomial x square plus x plus 2 which is irreducible over f3. So this is a minimal polynomial of theta here. We can verify that this is a minimal polynomial of theta because this is monic, and this is theta is a root of this polynomial, and the polynomial x square plus x plus 2 is irreducible over f3. So and first of all, if we want to factorize x power 8 minus 1 over the field f3, this polynomial has degree 8, so and all its roots are distinct. So in f3 we cannot find all of its root, and first of all we should know where the roots of this polynomial exist. That is, we have to find the by using previous theorem we can Previous theorem says that all the roots of this polynomial belongs to f q power m if and only if n divides q power m minus 1, and here all the roots here n equals to 8, and because all the roots will belongs to 3 power f3 power 2, because all the roots belongs to f3 power 2, because here n divides n equals to 8, 8 divides 3 power 2 minus 1. So all the roots will be of this polynomial will be in the field f9. From the previous theorem we are sure that all the roots of this polynomial will be in the field f9. And first we know that these are all the roots of this polynomial. These non-zero elements are all the roots of this polynomial. So we decompose first this polynomial into linear factors by using these roots. And then we know that we rearrange these linear factors on the basis of their conjugates. And we know that theta square and theta square and theta 6 are conjugates, so they are the roots of same minimal polynomial, so we combine them. Similarly 3 and similarly 5 and 7 are the same, and 1 and 3 are the roots of same, so we combine them. So by multiplying and using this relation, we get these factors, convert this factorization into factorization of minimal polynomials, and that are monic irreducible polynomials over the field f3. So in this way we are succeeded to get the factorization of this polynomial into the factorization of irreducible monic polynomials over the field f3. So in this process we should know all the roots of this polynomial and all the sets of conjugates, and by using that we can convert this factorization into factorization over the field f3. Remember that here we cannot take this factorization over f3, because factorization over f3 mean all the factors have coefficients in f3. Here in this case all the factors does not have coefficients in f3, some have in coefficients in f9. So we are required here that all the factors must have coefficients in f3. We want to factorize this polynomial over f3, means all the factors must have coefficients in f3. So how to convert these coefficients in f3? We rearrange the linear factors with the help of conjugates, and we convert this factorization into the factorization of minimal polynomials, and all these minimal polynomials have coefficients in f3. So we succeeded to get the factorization of this polynomial into this form. And now let us note another thing, that x power 4 minus 1 is a divisor of x power 8 minus 1. So all the roots of x power 4 minus 1 will also belong to this set. And observe that x power 4 minus 1 can be written into linear factors in this form, and 1 theta 4 that is equals to 2, and theta 2 and theta 6, these are 4 roots of this polynomial. And by decomposing into linear factors and then combining these linear factors, and we will shift them this product into minimal polynomials. Similarly for x square minus 1, it means that we can also obtain the factorization of x power 4 minus 1 and x power x square minus 1 over f3 by using conjugates or cyclotomic cosets. For example, you note that when we factorize this polynomial x power 8 minus 1, we use these sets of conjugates. That is, we apply all the sets of conjugates to factorize this polynomial. And when we factorize x power 4 minus 1, we take only the conjugate set 1, theta square and theta 6, and theta 4 alone. Similarly here. Now notice that to factorize x power 8 minus 1, we take all the sets of conjugates of all the elements of f9. of f9 star. But for x4 we do not take all the sets of conjugates. We take only this set and this set and this set. We neglect these two sets of conjugates. And similarly for here we take only these two sets of conjugates. This is just an observation. And now the question is, if we take some arbitrary polynomial, some general polynomial, and we want to decide, of course, if we factorize x power q power m minus 1, all the roots will be in f q power m. We will take all the sets of conjugates. But if we take some smaller degree, some divisor of this degree, then how we will decide that we take these sets of conjugates for some in general. So there should be some mechanism, some criteria to decide these sets of conjugates. Equivalently, we can say that all cyclotomic cosets of 2 modulo 8, that is C0, C1, 2, 4 and 5, are required to factorize this polynomial over F3. That is, we can also use cyclotomic cosets in fact in place of conjugates. We know that. And in order to factorize x power 4 minus 1, we required C0, C2 and C4. And in order to factorize x square minus 1 over f3, we required C0 and C4. And so there should be some criteria, some theorem, some result which should help us in deciding for these sets of cyclotomic cosets. And observe that when polynomial is x power 8 minus 1, we take all the cyclotomic cosets of 2 modulo 8. But when we take x power 4 minus 1, then observe that 8 over 4 is 2, 8 divided by 4 is 2. So we take only those cyclotomic cosets which contains 2. That is, which are divisible by, which contains a multiple of 2, 0, 2 and 4. And also here, because 8 divided by 2 equals to 4, so here we required only those cyclotomic cosets which contains multiple of 4, that is, which are C0 and C4. So this is some observation, and we will prove this type of property in general for in the next results. That is our plan in the next, to prove such type of result which which based on the which based on this property, this type of property. That is, again, see here we have x power 4 minus 1, we divide 8 by 4, we get 2. So all the conjugates here, all the cyclotomic cosets here, 0, 2, 4, that is divisible by 2. And here we have 8 over 2 is 4, so all the cyclotomic cosets are here are divisible by 4. So from here we have an idea, we get an idea for deciding the set of cyclotomic cosets. In general, we have some idea here that we will divide this number by this number, and we will take here only those cyclotomic cosets. That is 8 over 2. So our next plan is to prove this result in general. So this is a theorem that is very helpful theorem, and it is taken from this book. The reference is given, and I will first of all I will explain to you this theorem and then its corollary, and then I will translate this theorem into according to our setting for our purpose. And first of all, see what is the statement of this theorem. Let n be a positive integer and n is relatively prime to q. Next, suppose that m is a positive integer such that n divides q power m minus 1. This degree n should be a divisor of q power m minus 1, and theta be a primitive element of this field. Again, see, we want to, in this theorem, we want to factorize this polynomial. What is n here? N should be relatively prime to q, and over which the polynomial is taken, q for fq. And then we choose some m such that this n divides q power m minus 1. And if n divides q power m minus 1, then we choose the field f q power m and let theta be a primitive element of this field. And then let s1, s2, s3 be a complete set of representatives of cyclotomic cosets of q modulo n. Yes. Now, this is important here that this is a cyclotomic cosets of q modulo and n is this degree. And then the polynomial this has the factorization given by this formula. This is a product of all the minimal polynomials over fq and minimal polynomials of powers of theta. And what is the power of theta? Theta power is q power m minus 1 over n multiplied by sj, where j varies from 1 to t. Yes, that is, we take theta power, this number q power m minus 1 over n, and multiply this number by these representatives. So we will take minimal polynomials of these powers of theta, and then we will take product, and we will get this type of factorization. Notice here that in this theorem we want to factorize this polynomial. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to check that this number n should be relatively prime with this q. We want to factorize this over the field fq, so n should be relatively prime to q. And then we will choose some positive integer m such that n divides q power m minus 1. If such positive integer exists, then we consider this field and let theta be its primitive element. And then we will find the minimal polynomials of powers of this primitive element theta. But which powers? The powers are defined here. That is, we divide this number by n and multiply this by this representative. But notice that here representatives are cyclotomic cosets of q modulo n. And here an immediate corollary that the number of irreducible factors of this polynomial will be equals to the number of cyclotomic cosets of q modulo n. This is only this corollary only tells us about the number of monic factors, not about the factors, but only it counts it only counts the number of irreducible factors of this polynomial, because here in powers j varies from 1 to t, so the product is the product consists of the minimal polynomials from 1 to t, so there will be exactly the number of irreducible factors will be equals to the cardinality of this set, that is the set of representatives of cyclotomic cosets of q modulo n. And now we can convert here in order to make our calculation easy. We can convert here this formula into another formula in this corollary. Let n be a positive integer with which is relatively prime to n. Suppose we want to factorize this polynomial over the field fq. So what is required? This n should be relatively prime to q, and then we choose some positive integer m such that n should divide q power m minus 1, and let theta be the primitive element in this field. If such m exists, then we consider this field and choose some primitive element. And now let S be the set of representatives of cyclotomic sets of q modulo q power m minus 1 containing the multiples of this number. What is the difference between this theorem and this corollary? In this theorem, we have taken the representatives, a complete set of representatives of cosets of q modulo n, but here not modulo n. Here we take cosets of q modulo this number q power m minus 1. N is a divisor of this number. Maybe they are equal, maybe they do not equal. But here in this corollary, we take cosets modulo q power m minus 1, but not all the cosets. We take only those cosets which contain the multiples of this number q power m minus 1 over n. we will not take all the cycloatomic cosets here. We will take only those cycloatomic cosets modulo q power m minus 1 which contains the multiple of this number. And then the factorization is given by this formula. We will take the product of all the minimal polynomials of theta power j, where j varies from this set. That is, j belongs to the representatives of those cycloatomic cosets which are divisible by this number q power m minus 1 over n. And then we know what is the formula to compute minimal polynomial. That we know very well. And now the procedure described in this result is explained in next examples. So now I will explain to you this procedure in the next example. So in this example, we want to factorize this polynomial x power 13 minus 1 over the field f3. This is our purpose. First of all, what we have to do, this is our n according to previous corollary. N should be relatively prime with this number 3. So this is true. N is relatively prime with 3. And now we will choose some power m such that 13, this power n should divide q power m minus 1. Q is 3. So we notice that 13 is a divisor of 3 power 3 minus 1. So according to previous corollary, our m here is 3. Yes. So we consider the field f3 power 3, that is f27. So this is according to this corollary. And now we choose a primitive element theta, and theta is a root of this polynomial. We can prove that theta is primitive. You can prove that the order of theta is 26. And if you prove that order of theta is not 1, order of theta is not equals to 2, and order of theta is not equals to 13, that means order of theta must be equal to 26 by Lagrange's theorem. So in order to prove that order of theta is 26, that is theta is primitive, it is enough to show that theta square is not equal to 1 and theta power 13 is not equal to 1. It means theta will have order 26. And next, so according to previous corollary, until here we are done. We have choose an primitive element here. And now next step is we will take all the cycloatomic cosets containing the multiples of this number. So we will find the cycloatomic cosets of 3 modulo 26. We know how to find the cycloatomic cosets of all cycloatomic cosets, but here according to previous corollary, we will not find all the cycloatomic cosets, but we will only find those cycloatomic cosets which contains the multiple of this number, and this number will be here q power m minus 1 over n equals to 26 over 13 will be equals to 2. So we will take only those cycloatomic cosets which consist of multiples of 2. 0 is also multiple of 2. C0 is 0. We will not take C1 because 1 is not a multiple of 2. 2 is not divisor of 1. We will take C2. C2 will be equals to 2, 6 and 18. And after that we will take C4. And after C4 we will take C6. But notice that C6 equal to C2. So there is no need to take C6. So then we take C8, and C8 equals to 8, 24 and 20, and C10 equals to C4. We will not take no need to take C10. Then C12 is also equal to C4, and next we will take C14. That is, we choose only those cycloatomic cosets from all which are whose indices are divisible by 2, which contains and those which contains the multiples of this number 2. So from all cycloatomic cosets, we consider only those cycloatomic cosets which contains the multiple of 2, that contains those elements because Cj denotes the cycloatomic cosets containing J, and J should be multiple of 2, that is 2 should divide this number j. So we choose only those cyclotomic cosets such that these numbers are divisible by 2. And notice that C6 is not mentioned here because C6 equals to C2. Also C4 equals C10 equals to C4. C12 equals to C4. So we take only distinct cyclotomic cosets which contains a multiple of 2. And then this is the set of representatives 0, 2, 4, 8 and 14 as described here. This is not the set, this is not the complete set of representatives. This is only the set of representatives that contains the multiple of this. Yes, so this is the set. And next we will put the formula. According to formula, this the factorization will be equals to the product of all the minimal polynomials of powers of theta, and these powers will be belongs to, if you see in this corollary, these powers belongs to this set S, and here S equals to this. So this powers will belongs to this set, that is 0, 2, 4, 8 and 14. And now we know from the previous lesson how to find minimal polynomials for powers of theta. This is equals to the product of x minus theta power I, where I belongs to C0. This is equals to product of x minus theta power I, where I belongs to C2. Here I belongs to C4. Here I belongs to C8. Here I belongs to C14. This formula we know in the previous lesson, and now we will find these values and put here, then and we will get the required factorization. For instance, what is the minimal polynomial of theta power 0? This is equals to this product and equals to x plus 2. For theta square, this is, we will write formula. I belongs to C2, and we know which are the elements in C2. In C2 we have 2, 6 and 18. So here we get 2, 6 and 18. And after multiplying and using the relation, using this relation, that is 1 plus 2 theta plus theta cube equals to 0, and theta power 26 equals to 1, and after simplification we will get this polynomial. And it is a good exercise for you to verify all these calculations, to multiply these factors and then put the values of and compute the values of theta and put here, and you will get this factorization. Similarly for others, and in this way we will similarly for others. For instance, for theta 4, I belongs to C4, and C4, you have to note C4 equals to this 4, 10 and 12, and put here, and after multiplying and after calculation, and finally we will get this answer. And it is a good exercise for each of these steps to verify that this is equals to this. And in this way we will get the factorization of this into minimal polynomials, and these are the monic irreducible polynomials. So in finally we get the factorization of this polynomial over f3 into monic irreducible polynomials over f3. Yes, all these polynomials have coefficients in f3. So this is the process. I have taken another example. Suppose we want to factorize x power 21 minus 1 over f2. So here our q equals to 2 and n equals to this. First of all, q and n should be relatively prime, and now we will find some positive integer m such that 21 is a divisor of 2 power m minus 1, and that number is 6. Yes, and for the simplicity we have to choose smallest such number for to make the calculation easy. And 21 is a divisor of this number, so our required field is to f2 power 6, that is f64. Then we choose a primitive element, and the minimal polynomial of this primitive element, we can show that this is irreducible, and we can prove that theta is primitive, and then we have to find cyclotomic cosets of 2 modulo 64. But not all the cyclotomic cosets, only those which containing the multiples of 3. So we will take C0, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, but notice that notice that C3 and C6 are same, so no need to take C6 again because 6 belongs to this. So this is also equal to C6. This is also equal to C12. So C3, C6, C12, and C24, C48, C33, these are all equal. Next, distinct cycloatomic cosets containing multiple of 3 is C9, then C15 because C12 is already covered. C15 equals to this, then C18 is already covered in this. So we left C18 and then C21 and C27. And as we see in the previous example, this is the set of representatives of these cycloatomic cosets. Then we apply the formula here. We write 0, 3, 9, 15, 21, 27, and then we compute these minimal polynomials. And by using that cycloatomic cosets, and after this is an exercise for you to verify this calculation, and in this way we will obtain this factorization of x power 21 minus 1 over the field f2. Yes, so I hope, and I have taken these examples from this book. The example I mentioned here, two examples are taken from this book also. The theorem and corollary is also taken from this book. And notice that this type of factorization is very helpful for the study of cyclic codes over the finite fields. You can see in the book the topic of cyclic codes over finite fields. So here I close this lesson, and thank you very much for your patience, and take care. Allah Hafiz.